Just press played.
Played?
Played. I just press play.
You played yourself.
I play myself.
Welcome to Yael and Matt Recap.
I'm Yael.
And Matt Recap. We're reading a movie today. Well, we're reading the notes that we took about the movie that we read. We saw Errementari, The Blacksmith and The Devil, which we watched on the Netflix streaming platform at the request of one of our Twitter friends at Cash Nickel. No, Cash Nickel is his name, at creepy_cash, if you want to follow him. He would love it. He lives in the Midwest, in Ohio. OH! Ohio. Thanks for suggesting it, Cash.
Thank you. We loved it.
It was a good one.
I loved it.
Even though for some reason we have two TVs, not to brag, but
yeah, and both of them are mine.
yeah, well, one of them you're borrowing technically, but
it's mine. I brought both of the TVs. What did you bring?
Because you're not giving it back.
What technology did you bring to the house?
Well, as you know, I don't bring much.
His iPhone doesn't work. I take pictures from my phone.
I did start the Twitter account that he suggested this movie on, so I will take the credit.
Bravo.
So we were reading it on one TV, and then the Netflix application on the other TV dubbed it for some reason. Maybe I thought we had done too much reading. Anyhow, it's just, I don't want to say
if you know how to change the dubbing thing, let us know.
Yeah, I don't want to say that this is a Spanish movie because it takes place in Basque Country, and they're different places. I know, I've been to Basque Country.
Where is Basque Country?
It's in Spain.
It's in Spain. It's like Catalonia.
I don't know.
It's like Barcelona.
I didn't do the research, but they don't like
Me neither.
If you refer to them as Spain.
Oh yeah, like Ukraine and Russian.
Yeah.
Are you from Russia? No, I'm Ukrainian.
You're right.
You talk the same language almost. You can understand each other. It's the same country.
I'm gonna go back in Canada to some degree. They tried to get out. Anyway, that's enough world history, politics talk.
Yeah.
So yeah, this starts out. They says, "Do you believe in hell?" And there's some voiceovers, and this is basically a retelling of a fable or an old story from folklore, and it has an animatronic devil poking a husband who is staying with his wife into the depths of hell, and it's kind of maybe not animatronic, but digital effects or something, and then a voiceover telling the story about a man so cruel and evil the devil would fear him, a blacksmith. And then we see some soldiers who are intercepting some sort of a wagon shipment. The priest blesses them all, and then the soldiers line them up and they shoot them in a firing squad.
You tell it a little bit boring, and the movie wasn't boring.
Okay.
Make some action, dance, sing. Give them what they want to see.
Hola,
if you're watching right now,
amigos. Firing squad. So everyone dies. It's a firing squad. Although in a firing squad, typically it's just one person being shot and everyone's shooting, but only one person has the bullet. It looks like they all had bullets in this one. It was more of an execution squad. But one guy doesn't die, and he fights the rest of the squad. It
wasn't a squad. It was a
bunch of
soldiers.
Execution.
Yeah. No, there were like three in front of three. The priest came to say bye to them, blah blah blah, and the guy was like, come on, just stop.
I mean, they did use the phrase firing squad, so that's what I'm going with.
Okay. No. They used the phrase firing squad in the subtitles.
Okay.
But if you would listen and understand Spanish, weird Spanish, I'm sure that you wouldn't understand the same thing.
Yeah. So the one guy that survives fights the rest of them and throws a gun that has a bayonet on it through the officer and then pulls it out of him and removes it. And then 8 years later, a man comes trying to, like a beggar with a beard, tries to sell some special chains to this innkeeper.
They're in a place called Zara. And Zara originally is from Spain. I was very impressed. It's that old.
Yeah, I mean this.
And
part,
I love Zara.
This part might take place in Spain, but maybe there's just the hijacking.
I'm talking about Zara right now.
Okay.
Do you like Zara?
Is that a jewelry company?
No, clothes.
Oh, then no.
You even have some clothes from there.
Yeah.
Thanks to me.
I do? Okay. Well, it's clearly not what I'm wearing right now. But,
Me neither.
So, 8 years later, they're in it's kind of an inn/bar/pawn shop with a guy trying to sell magic chains that if you bite them, it will remove your headache. And the innkeeper's name is...
Doesn't matter.
Ponte?
Something Spanish.
Nah, he's a character in the movie.
Got a lot of spanks. Slaps. Slaps?
Spanks?
Spank is in the butt?
He's not wearing Spanx.
What is spanks?
Spanx are the
It's
tights that women wear to make them appear less heavy.
Really?
Yeah.
But it's not like to spank someone?
No, you could if you slap someone in the ass, that is spanking. But Spanx.
But slap it's in the face.
Yes.
And spank is in the butt.
Yeah. So Santi is the name of the guy.
Santi got a lot of slaps.
And so after the guy after he doesn't buy his magic headache chains, this government official comes in, and he says he's here on business. He's doing an investigation, and he wants to meet with the blacksmith in the smithy, which is in the outskirts of town. They also tell him that the blacksmith is mad. They call him the Hammer, and then he asks Benito, I think his son.
Benito. I have no idea why, but Benito is a name of a kid, a Spanish kid. In every movie or every television thing, Benito.
Yeah.
Yeah, every time you would tell me like a movie in Spanish, I would think about Benito.
So
It's like Benjamin.
he has to bring his bags up there,
Benjamin Cat.
and then ask for directions to the smithy, which is of course through a forest, and beware, the devil lives there. Dun 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 dun. And then
By the way, Smithy has a beard like you.
yeah.
It's like
So if anybody wants to buy a headache chain,
go to Zara.
leave a comment here. I'll sell one to you. And then I learn some Spanish.
I'm going to Israel soon, so I can get you some holy water.
Oh.
Yeah.
And I'll get an ice cube tray in the shape of a chain, and we'll put it in there and freeze it. So we learned the Spanish word alde endemic.
We sell all kind of things.
Get out of here. Alde endemic. Word of the day. We learned that because it's on a poster on a spiked wall, and we also learned that all the steel in the town was melted for weapons a few years ago. And the townspeople don't like the government that much, so they're very skeptical of this government agent coming into town. Yeah, we see a blacksmith smashing his hammer, making something, but he breaks his hammer, so he just uses hammer fists to pound down on it. So he's either crazy or he's got real hard fists. We observe the local town's church service, where the wine is missing. And the church gets real political, shit-talking government officials, talking about liberals and stuff. So that was a little weird. And it turns out Benito stole the sealed message that the government agent had in his room that he was, I guess, supposed to deliver to the blacksmith, or that's part of his investigation. And they read it, and there's something to do with, there's gold that they need to get, and then they're freaking out in the church because they can't find the wine. And then we meet
Ushue.
the Usu.
Ushue.
U-S-U-E.
Ushue.
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 I thought it was Usu.
What, you didn't listen?
She's a little girl.
Wait, no, seriously, I have a question. Like, when you read, like, subtitles, you don't listen to what they say?
I'm reading primarily. I'll hear things upon repetition, but Ushue. Okay.
Ushue.
Okay, so Ushue is a
Ushue.
little girl, and she's got like a scar on her face, or a growth, or dirt, or a combination of all three. And she's having a picnic with her little straw doll.
And a stone, a rock.
Yeah, and then is the rock a part of the picnic?
Yeah, that was the husband of her doll.
Okay. And then a snake comes over.
Oh, you're here.
That she invited. And then two boys, one of them is Benito, one of them is not named. They throw a rock and it kills the snake. And they come over, they tease her, they take the doll. She punches Benito in the face pretty good. And then they throw the doll's head over the steel fence of Aldea Endemic. And then they run away. Yeah. And yeah, she's upset.
So since the beginning, I felt like it's like a folklore story that the Spanish, like, how do you call that place?
Basque country.
The Basque country used to tell their children to make them like not going into the woods or something.
Don't mess around with blacksmiths.
Super cool. Yeah, there's a blacksmith over there. There's a demon. There's something like that. Don't go in there. And I like that.
Yeah, so these two idiot kids, they see the blacksmith outside the gates, I don't know, gathering vegetation or stones or something, and they throw a rock at him, and then he goes over and scares them.
What? You didn't watch the movie? You were just reading?
He grabbed them by the... They said, I bet we could hit him with this rock.
Yeah, and then he took the rock and he threw it back on him and he fell.
Well, he threw the rock back.
Yeah, he put it. Yeah, and if he hit his head.
Oh yeah, okay. But then he grabbed him by the coat and it ripped it, and then they ran away.
Yeah, no, he ran after them. He hold him, tried to run.
Yeah, he didn't pursue them after he.
Yeah, it was funny.
Thing ripped.
It was cool. Like as a viewer, I was like, oh, they deserve it after they like killed the snake and like say really.
Yeah, an invited guest to a picnic.
They bullied. What?
They killed that invited guest.
Oh yeah, and they bullied that little girl. It was her mom killed herself, hanged herself, so they laughed at her.
Yeah, and I don't know if they had federal laws back in Basque Country, but you can't open someone else's mail. So they return, the little kids return, and the parents and the priest are mad and wonder why he's got a bloody nose. And then Usue returns, and she has wine on her shirt, so they figure out that she stole the wine. They get yelled at. Santi, the barkeep, gets called out by the official for stealing the letter. He blames his blockhead kid for doing it because he was curious. And he says, well, I'll give you half price for the room. I'll give you nothing. Okay. And he says, well, you got to help me find this blacksmith and go there and talk to him. If you help me, then I'll forgive this debt. Or I won't report you to the government or something. So a bunch of the other dipshits that hang out at the bar agree to go help him. And so he takes 3 men into the woods. But when they get to the gate, he's like, I'll stay here. I'm not really one for field work. You guys just go in. And so power has gone to their head. So they start banging on his front door after cutting open the entrance gate that Benito and his buddy tossed the doll head over. And they start banging on his door saying, we represent the government. And then they did not bargain for this. The guy comes out, BS, as I wrote, the blacksmith comes out with a big mask on and a real scary looking shield that he made from steel. Do you have any notes? Somebody skipping over?
No,
anything?
I'm just like...
Okay. Nothing?
No.
You
just like describe every word that happened in the movie.
Okay.
I'm waiting for it to be like more interesting. I watched the movie.
Alright. So there's a fight. All this shit happens. He holds them off with this shield with sharp objects on it. But one guy goes back and steps into a bear trap. and the other guys get scared off. He frees the guy from his bear trap. He opens
Now
up
I have
the
a note.
Okay.
It's a very nice devil. That was the moment that I thought it's still like the devil. Because in the first scene, there's a moment, I believe that he didn't watch the movie, just like read it, but in one of the moments, like one of the scenes that he's killing someone, so you can see the devil, like a demon, with like horns and stuff. So I thought that it's him.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see that? You see that like through the smoke. You can see his like car.
Against the execution squad?
Yes, not against them. After that, after he survived, he ran to like someone, tried to kill someone, and you can see like only smoke, and the people are terrified, and you can see the shape of a demon.
Mm. Okay.
Will you be my American boy?
What?
I don't know. You can't watch and read.
Hey, there's a lot to... Okay. Well,
I grew up no, but I can understand him.
you can
like,
understand
you-
Spanish?
No, I'm saying that like I grew up since I was a kid to read and watch the movie, because in Israel, not like in France or Italy or Spain, we don't dub movies. Only for kids, and then that's it. And then we have subtitles.
Alright, well, you're the
So-
subtitle expert, so...
Yeah, so I'm very like, I don't know. I
Okay.
trained all my life for that moment.
Alright. So I missed out on seeing
Yes,
the
I
image
thought
of the
that
devil
it's
and
the
smoke.
devil, and
Okay.
but it's good. We complete each other. You were reading and I was looking.
Well, from the beginning it says that he scared the devil, so I didn't think he was the devil. I thought he made some stole.
Yeah, I know,
his
but
soul
I thought
from
it's
the
like
devil
a
or something.
not a devil, like a demon. I meant
Okay.
like not the.
Well, the guy gets out of the bear trap, tries to run, slips and falls, and hits another bear trap. This time with his neck, and doesn't end so good for him. But the other two guys leave. He's clearly dead. The blacksmith takes him out of it. I mean, I can tell he's kind of a decent guy. He didn't come up with an axe. He had a hammer to ward them off, and a shield. But he mostly used the shield for offense to scare them out of there, along with the mask. But this dude didn't make it. Ursu sees this. Well, first she gets teased by a bunch of girls about her headless doll and her dead mom, who committed suicide by hanging.
This is a very weird scene. The girls' songs and their acting wasn't very good.
Little girls?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, hang from a rope, hang from a rope. I don't know. They had like music for that. I don't remember the music. I just wrote hang from a rope.
Yeah. I don't know. They were
They sang
pretty
in
good at being
Spanish,
shitty little
yeah.
girls. I don't know. I'm no acting
Bullying.
coach, but
Don't be a bully.
maybe I was too busy reading
Publicitious.
to see how bad they were at acting. So, she, kind of a sweet moment. Usue gets consoled by the priest. He says he knows he's hard on her all the time, and so she returns to the forest to go look for the head of the doll. So she didn't see the guy dying. She returns to the forest, goes beyond the gate, which is now open from the thugs who cut it open before, and she sees the blacksmith dragging a body out in a bag. So she hides around as he goes to give it a burial. He's burying it in the yard somewhere.
Because he's a sweetheart. He's a sweetheart.
Yeah. So we know
He's
he's
so sweet.
he's
You
a
can
heart
see
of
by his beard that goes like everywhere.
he's a heart of iron.
It reminded me a little bit of Hagrid from Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Hagrid.
So she's kind of escapes, doesn't want to get eaten. She's heard all the rumors and theories of this crazed blacksmith and not very friendly looking fence. So she retreats to this cave. She sees...
No, she's hiding under the bridge,
Mhm.
and when it goes to the other side, she's gone, which doesn't make sense, but okay. But another thing
she
that
moved
bothered
quick.
me, along all of her moments of hiding, she breathed so loud. Is it correct sentence?
She breathed so loud.
Or loudly?
She breathed very loudly.
Yeah, very. And I'm like, no.
Well, this guy's hearing is probably bad from clanging iron all day, but
Him? I don't care about him. She's a girl.
Yeah.
You should be
his
in
hearing,
shape.
so he can't hear her breathing.
Oh, okay. Luckily.
So she goes under the bridge and into this little cave, and she sees a boy in a cage.
No, it wasn't in the cage. It was like a thing, like it wasn't a cave. It was like under like a tunnel inside of their house. So she went inside of the house. She found herself in the house, and the kid in the cage was in the house.
So she finds this way into the house from the tunnel. Sees a little boy hanging in a cage, asking for help. He says that he's like, you gotta get me out of here before he comes back. His keys are on his belt, which he's wearing, so you can't really do that. And the guy finds the doll.
I have something.
Blacksmith.
Hold on, I have something. First thing, this movie might be Errementari. A Cold Day in Hell, because when they were breathing, you saw like cold thing from it, and there was like hell motive, and
there were no graboids.
Yeah, but no tremors. And then I wrote, I thought she's his daughter somehow, and then I wrote, this kid is the devil. That's what I think.
In the cage?
Yes, I thought that's the devil.
Okay, well, I didn't jump to that conclusion, but maybe I was too busy reading subtitles. So she agrees to help the boy.
I will tell you why I thought about it, because since the beginning I was like, might be like, is this the demon or like the thing that we saw in the beginning? I was like, there's not a chance, because all the house and everything, all the yard, everywhere, there's like tons of crosses. And this is something that demons and devils should be scared of. So if he's the devil, it doesn't make sense. So when I saw the kid, I was like, oh, that's the devil. And he's protecting everyone else from that shit.
Okay, well, we're going to find out if you're right or not in a minute or two.
Yes.
So she steals the keys from the blacksmith, who has passed out drunk, looking at the piece of rope that his wife hung herself with. And she gets the keys, lets the kid out, and
that's why I thought that's his daughter, because her mom hanged herself, and maybe.
Okay, we have
What, they talked about the fact that like the girls laughed at her all the time.
Yeah, so we know that her
spent so much energy just reading the subtitles.
There was a lot of talking. What do you want from me? So the kid goes into the place instead of just running away. He's got a pitchfork now, and then he transforms into a demon. Ooh. And he attacks the blacksmith from behind.
And his costume is great. You can see that they didn't spend so much money on like special effects or something. It was him in a costume, and it was amazing. It was very like funny.
Yeah, good makeup. Well, I don't think it was funny.
I thought that it's funny because it's very basic demon, like by the book with a tail and like red. I liked it. So it's like if you would say a demon, that's what I would think about. Like very stereotype from a folklore story.
So he hits him, and then they fight, and then he takes Uswe away as a hostage, but then immediately gets caught in a bear trap outside, and gets a hammer to the horn.
Yeah, it was kind of like clumsy. Clumsy?
Clumsy, yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of a clumsy demon.
Everyone's clumsy when their leg is in a bear trap, I guess.
Oh no, it was clumsy since the beginning. Like since he like caught her, and it was like the way that they filmed him running with her was like forward things and like everything moving. I don't know. It was like funny. I really liked this character.
I didn't notice any clumsiness.
It was cool.
Okay,
it
but
wasn't
we don't really know that yet. We just see that he deceived a little girl, attacked a sleepy man, and kidnapped someone.
So I'm saying, I saw the way that he's moving and stuff, and it was funny. Not like funny, but you could see that it's not gonna be like the bad demon. There was something else about him. It wasn't like a scary like if you would do, I don't know, if you would like you could be like a scary demon, but he wasn't. It was too cool to talking. You told me not to put my legs on the table.
I'm not pushing the table.
He's pushing the table. If you're watching right now and it's bothering you, let us know. And I'm gonna slap him like the woman slapped her husband and the kid. Benito's mother. What was the father's name?
Santi.
Santi. I wrote it here. Oh, she keeps slapping him. So funny.
So, drops her on the rock when he gets hit in the trap. It's his leg. And she hits her head on the rock. I think maybe she's dead. And then we see Benito's point of view. He sees the blacksmith digging. He sees Usu's doll. And he sees her kind of lifeless. So he goes back to the bar and tells his parents about that. And then that he has Usue. And the government guy then authorizes everyone to get him. And they have a good old-fashioned lit-up lanterns or little riot mob going to get the bad guy in the woods, much like Frankenstein. And then you hear the devil and the blacksmith are talking, and the devil or the demon, it turns out, is pissed. And the blacksmith is torturing him with pieces of cross and branding him. And
why does the devil is so scared of Jesus Christ? Do you know?
I don't know.
I wrote it. Why does the devil is so scared of Jesus?
The devil is an invention by Christians to be the opposite of good. So
I don't think that in the Bible, like in the Jewish Bible, in the real one, in the first one, I don't think there is so much mentioning of like hell and stuff like that. We have like Eden, that's where Adam and Eve started, like where everything started, and then you gotta
tempted by a snake.
God, yeah, no, but then God like was pissed, so he just like sent them away from there to earth, and
alright,
and that's it. That's like heaven.
Okay, we started by talking about world politics, and now we're talking about religion.
No more true stories. Now
two things that people really are interested in when they watch a horror movie podcast recap.
God and snakes. No? Okay.
Yeah, and so the demon alludes to something. He says, "You're gonna die soon, and you're gonna honor your pact. I'll get your soul, and then I'll get you home to see your wife. She's down here." And then he burns him and gives him a few crosses. He goes to check on Usue, and
yeah. I had a conclusion. He wanted to take his wife, so he told him that he had to take someone. And then I was like, oh, he probably tried to take his wife, and then his wife didn't want him to take her, so she hanged herself. And she didn't want him to win, and that's their daughter. Mm-hmm. That was my conclusion
so
in that
that's
moment.
her theory.
Yeah, it wasn't true.
It's not a conclusion. It's a theory that she has so far at this point in the movie. And he leaves, goes to check on Usue, tells her to get out, notices the limp, starts tying her leg up with a rag, asks her if she has a rag, and she says...
No, he told her, give me your scarf, and then he saw the scarf, and it was like, he realized what's happening, and he put the thing, and then later on...
Well, he asks her if that's her scarf, and she said it was her mother's.
Yeah, he has another scarf like that. That's how you realize it, though. That's the daughter.
Yeah, he gives her her doll back, and then he says, before you leave, I'm going to show you the demon. And he tortures the demon a little bit. She enjoys it.
He's so funny.
And then he does the classic thing that, devils hate, which is pouring out a jar of chickpeas because they have to count them. And they get really annoyed if you lose count and you kick them around a little bit.
Oh my god, it was the funniest moment of our month, I think.
And it blinds them. They have to keep counting, and then count out
Chickpeas.
loud to these little chickpeas.
That was when I'm wondering, like, what's gonna happen if you're gonna give them a bowl of hummus? They're gonna be really...
One, just count one.
No, it's a lot.
Yeah, I know, but that's all you can see.
No, you can't see anyone. It's a lot of chickpeas.
Maybe you can't see any individual.
I want to
chickpeas
try that.
in
If you're gonna
hummus.
see him, tell me. If you're gonna see a demon, tell me. I want to give him a bowl of hummus and see his reaction.
Yeah, the blacksmith also has a blessed bell, and if he rings that, the demon starts screaming.
No, but the chickpeas was so much funnier.
And so he sends her off, but she comes back, asking the demon about her mom, and then the demon goes real in depth into hell and fate and soul talk.
Boom, new theory. Maybe the demon is the mama. No.
Yeah.
But it's cinematography.
Yeah.
I'm learning that word, so I'm saying that every movie, if you didn't realize. But the cinematography is really great. I really like it.
Mm-hmm. So then the blacksmith returns by hammering the devil in the face after he's talking all this soul stuff with her. She goes to the gate with him, walking out, and then the mob arrives.
And then I realized something. The demons say that they're gonna send someone for him one day, and then maybe the government is the devil.
Mm.
Ooh.
Okay. So they subdue the blacksmith. The girls said, you know, he didn't hurt her. He didn't hurt her or anything like that. Mateo, the
31 minutes.
Great. Mateo the priest tells them they have to go in and have to find his... You hear a little bit of the backstory of the guy. He went home after the war. His wife thought he was dead. He sees her with a newborn child that wasn't his. Held the baby over the fire. The kid's father returned. The blacksmith killed him. And the wife hung herself after that. So the blacksmith brought the child and the bell to the priest. And the mob returned. And then we get back to present day. The mob returns to the smithy. After subduing the blacksmith, they find the devil in there. Mateo, the priest, is ecstatic because he's found proof of faith.
I was like, I'm gonna take you to the Vatican.
If there is a God, I mean, if there's a devil, it's got to be a God. So he wasn't wasting his life. Cha-ching.
And then the demon is trying to convince him to get him out of the cage. So he's like, I'll go with you to the Vatican. I would do whatever you want. You're gonna be the Pope.
Yeah. So then the government official tells everyone to wait outside. The priest refuses. He's like, I'm never leaving this. It's not leaving my sight. And so then the thugs that the government official paid from the bar make him. And then the demon's name is Sarti. And then...
What?
Sarte? The demon's
Alastor.
name? No. The demon.
Oh,
in
the
cage.
demon, yeah, Azrael.
No.
Yeah.
It's not Azrael.
It's not
Sarti.
Azrael. It's
Sarti. It's S-A-R...
I don't think so. Oh, it doesn't matter.
It's definitely not Azrael.
Okay, it doesn't matter. Like, they want to go to sleep.
Okay, so they tie him up and questioning
The other guy's name is Alastor, which is kind of like Alastor in Arabic.
The
which
government
means,
officials...
Hey, can I say something too?
Oh,
You talk
sorry
like
to
for
interrupt you. Okay.
Excuse me?
Sorry I interrupted you.
I want you to watch that one. You're gonna watch it and you're gonna laugh. And if you're listening right now, you should watch it too.
I'm apologizing for talking over you when you were speaking.
Yeah, and a few moments ago you're gonna laugh. I don't know if you're gonna laugh, but they're gonna laugh.
Okay.
And so Alayustor in Arabic is God save us. So it's like Allah Yustor. That's his name. That's the devil's name. And then I wrote it. Oh, keep going.
No.
Okay.
They beat up the blacksmith and ask him about the gold. Blacksmith bites his ear off. They beat him up some more. And then Ursur sneaks in and she sees that what's going on. Sartell finds out by talking to the government guy that he's been demoted to the 5th ring of hell, and because he didn't come back with the blacksmith's soul. She says, as soon as I file my report, people are going to come for you, and you're going to have to deal with the sad instead of soul repo manning.
It's the longest recap so far, by the way, I think. Yeah. We still have half movie in front of us.
A lot of shit happens. Well, do you want me to say what happens?
Say. Yeah, you're like, if they didn't watch the movie, they're very, like, they want to know right now what happened.
Alright.
Take your time.
The government official tells the thugs to hang him. They're reluctant to do so because they don't have the money. And he says, just do it. So they do it anyway. Meanwhile, Sartell is negotiating with the girl. Tells him if she saves the blacksmith, he'll help find her mom in hell and to shake the bell. And she does. And the government man starts transforming into a demon. Azrael. Whatever the fuck you said.
Alistair.
And they shoot at him. And so she lets Sartell free. He leaves, says, sorry, I'm not going to help you find your mom. Gets caught in a trap again. Usu negotiates with the government man. He says that she wants to go to hell and see her mom. And so they shake hands about the price of her soul. He turns full demon and pitchforks her. So her body dies in real life. And he disappears.
I have something to say. Can I?
Yeah.
Can I take another few moments from your life? Sorry. So I thought it's very funny because when she fell on the stone, Matt said like, oh, I'm glad that she didn't die. And then she just made a deal with the devil. So I found it very funny. I was like, you're not happy now.
Well, no. So he reluctantly, the blacksmith tells Sartell to take him to hell, and he realizes what happened to the girl, and so he reluctantly agrees after some negotiations. He brings this giant bell that he made for the priest when he drops the girl off 8 years ago after killing her dad, and so they're in hell. Sartell pitchforks him happily, with all the other wandering masses getting poked by demons, and Sartell gets recognized by a gate demon, asks why that guy's holding a bell, kind of calls hell security. He gets surrounded by demons, but he does find Uswe down there. Alistair approaches, and then the blacksmith tosses the chickpea jar, but it doesn't open.
At some point in the movie, in the middle, I wrote a note that I'm sure that the girl is gonna save the day with the chickpeas. I had that vision. And guess what?
So you did.
I was right.
You had a lot of correct predictions in this.
Yeah.
And then the gates of hell begin to close as he begins frantically counting. Some of the people that were in hell, the human garbage, start rushing towards them. The blacksmith tells Sartell to get her and get her out, and he's staying. He's going to go look for her mother, he assures her. And he ties the bandana of her mom's around his head and clangs the bell. And then Uswe wakes up. Sartell is with her in Earth in Basque country and tells her to treat her with the utmost respect or he'll eat their thumbs while they sleep. And then he runs away.
Because he likes her. He said that already. Oh, I liked her.
Yeah. She's got spunk.
Yeah, she's cool.
So he runs away into the woods and turns into a young boy from the Jungle Book. Turns into Mogwai. And then
Mowgli.
Mowgli. Mogwai is from Gremlins. And then he gets picked up by a man on a cart. And the man's like, well, son, what happened to you? He's like, that's a long story. He goes, well, we have a long ride, so why don't you tell me? And then he starts telling the story, and it's just like the beginning of the movie. The narrator telling the story.
And then we watch it again because it's like...
Of the meme. Yeah, we watched it again, this time in English.
No. No, we watched it because it just told the story and we were curious. So we watched it all over again as he's telling it. first time was better. The movie was great. Watch it if that wasn't enough for you, so you can watch it again on Netflix. And tomorrow we have a new recap, a new day. The recap of tomorrow is gonna be the movie The Stepfather. And if you wanna listen to us talking about it, so subscribe, press on the bottom, subscribe and like us and share us and hug us and love us and don't hate. It's not good. That's such a tell. What's his name? He would come and eat your thumbs when you're asleep. We made a deal with him, so it's thank you so much for watching. What are you doing?
Waving goodbye.
Like this. Thank you so much for watching and see you tomorrow. Bye. Do you want to say bye? Be polite. Hey! Be polite to the people. Oh.
Bye. That's Creepy Dave. Creepy Nash.